Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am by the beach. It's already really sunny, so sorry if I'm really squinting. Spending the day at the beach with my mom, so I'm going to be doing a reading vlog with you guys. I have with me Fable by Adrienne Young. I'm really excited to get into it. It's September 1st, so happy fall everybody, or happy first day of September. I think this is a good book to start the month with, just to kind of get into fall and those types of books, those cozy books, fantasy books. I don't know, something about this cover just gave me September fall vibes. So we're gonna check it out. So this book is about a girl named Fable, which I actually really like because I think it's like a play on words in a way since it's fantasy. But her name is also Fable. Anyway, so her mom dies and then her dad like abandons her and she is left to kind of fend for herself and survive on this island. Sunglasses because I just couldn't see and I felt like I was crying. She is stuck on this island and her goal is essentially to survive and get herself out of this island and start a life for herself. So yeah, so this is gonna be my first ever reading vlog. I'm gonna take you with me on this awesome beach pool day. It is absolutely gorgeous outside and I'm spending the day with my mom, so it's even better. And yeah, that's gonna be today's video. So if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into today's reading vlog.
Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad.
Alright, so I am about 100 page into Fable. So like I said earlier, the story is about Fable. Her mom is dead and her dad actually leaves her on this island, and the island is like basically just full of people that are like not necessarily pirates, but they're called like dredgers. So they scour the ocean, diving, looking for things that they can sell and trade, but they're super like, it's basically an island of criminals. And she was put there by her dad, like when the mom died, he drops her off there and is like, if you can survive this, come find me. Like, if you can survive being on here and finding a way off of this island, come find me. Otherwise, like, don't come back, kind of thing. Weird. And he leaves this long scar down her arm before he leaves her. So he doesn't sound like a great guy, but she's been working the last 4 years on this island, saving for enough coin to get passage to where her dad is. So we've met some interesting characters. We meet Fable. We've met some of the people that she's had try to steal from her or kill her for her coins and the things that she finds. Seems like she's a really good diver. Like, she's really good at holding her breath, going underwater, and knowing what type of like gems and minerals to look out for in like the coral reefs and stuff. So it seems like she's got like a pretty good skill set in that area. And yeah, so pretty good so far. It's just like a normal YA type of writing. So very plot heavy, not really filler text, which is nice. It's just getting straight to the point of her story, and it's all in her point of view. So don't mind it at all. Pretty easy to read. And it also has like this little map in when you open the book. so you can get a better picture of like what's going on and where she's at, like when the book starts, and where she's trying to go. So yeah, that's where we're at so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the water, and then we're going to keep reading. All right, we are on our way home, and no, I'm not driving, but I read another 100 pages of Fable, and I'm really liking it so far. I was actually telling my mom that the story is super easy to get through. I feel like the most recent books I've been reading have been very dense and very descriptive in their like imagery, describing the setting and like the different characters, and this one just gets right to the story. By the way, I got a cold brew. I think this is a chocolate cream cold brew. Very good. And yeah, so we're just learning more about Fable and her journey getting back to her dad now that she is finding ways to get off of that island that she starts in and trying to make a way for herself. So I'm actually really liking her as a character. And then we met another person. His name is West, and we don't really have a lot of backstory on him yet. And I can definitely see that there's going to be 2 books. I think there is a second one for this, but it's very apparent now that I'm already halfway through, and there's still a lot that needs to happen. And yeah, so I think that Fable and West, like their relationship right now, it's very complicated, but I think it'll progress later on in the series, or in this book anyway. So yep, that's where I'm at. And I'm just really excited to get home and take a shower, wash my face, and you guys can probably see I have tan lines on my face already from the sun. But yeah, overall, really good day at the beach and reading, and definitely recommending this book so far. So I'm liking it. Nothing bad about it yet. All right, so it's now like a couple of days since the beach. I got a nice tan going, but I finished Fable that day and really liked it. I thought that the story was very exciting. I love Fable's character, and it ended on a nice little cliffhanger, so I had to grab a Namesake. Actually just came back from the bookstore and I picked it up, so I'm gonna be starting Namesake now. And I will say that as far as like a young adult fantasy goes, it's definitely not so much fantasy-esque, because it's just like pirates and merchants and things like that, but it is set in like another world, so there's that. Like I said earlier, I think the character development with Fable and the other characters are there, but it's very plot heavy, so it's not going to get into like really like a lot of descriptions on anything like around them, what they're wearing, things like that. It's just going straight into what's going on with Fable and West. So we got introduced to West in book 1, and book 2 I think is going to be more about them. And I don't know, I have some ideas about what's going on with like her parents and this whole like gem trade that's going on. All these gems, or she's like a gem sage, so she understands and can determine whether like gems are authentic or not. And it's not like a skill that's very well known, because a lot of the gem sages were, I guess, killed back when her mom was alive, and so she still has some of those skills that her mom taught her. And so I think book 2 is going to go more heavily into that whole side of the book, and we're probably going to learn more about her mom's history and backstory and stuff. So yeah, so that's what my thoughts so far. Really enjoyed book 1, but I'm excited to see how they like finish off this duology. So let's start reading. Okay, so we are back at home. I have been traveling. I was at my mom's for like 3 weeks and it was just a lot trying to film there. Not gonna lie, tried my best, but I figured I would just wait till I got back home, and I am. So now I can finally talk about Namesake. I just finished the duology for Fable by Adrienne Young, and I have a lot to say because I really enjoyed this duology. Namesake in particular was like the perfect way to end a book series without like dragging it on. Like there's only, let's see, not even like 350-ish pages. Yeah. And it was just like how the first book ended, how Fable ended, versus where it picked up and where it went. It was just very well done. I'm not gonna get into like spoilery things because obviously everything in the second book would be a spoiler to the first, so I'm not gonna say anything. I will just say that I love the relationship and character development between Fable and her dad, and I love the title of the book, Namesake. I thought that there were so many different ways that Fable's story is tied to like the sea and her backstory, where she comes from, her mom, her own personal journey and growth into finding out who she is without like being compared to her parents and their weird love story. And then we get obviously the dynamic between her and her crewmates and the people on board of the Marigold. So I just really enjoyed the writing. It was fast-paced, it was fun, it was perfect for young adult fantasy. You fall in love with the pirate theme, and now I want to read a ton more. So if anyone has like pirate book recommendations, please let me know, because this was so good. And again, the covers were just, I love great illustrations. I love when people take the time. I'm not really sure how that works in publishing for, you know, creating like book covers and stuff, but I just really like this. It's so beautiful. I want to have it like displayed on my shelf side by side with the first one, which I think is right here. Yeah, so I would love to have them like side by side because they're just so beautiful. But anyway, yeah, so Fable, pirate girl, learning about who she is and what is the best path that she should take that is like separate from her father. Should she follow in his footsteps? Should she do her own thing? Should she follow West and his like there's so much to discover here, like with her family and then like her found family with West and the crewmates on board the Marigold. So I love the whole found family trope. I think it's super sweet. I think that for young adult especially, it's very important to discover, you know, really good close group of friends that, you know, in a way they are your family, especially for people that don't really have a strong household to go home to. You have the family that you found, whether it's at school, at your soccer team, I don't know, whatever. But I I loved that storyline. I loved the ending and how they wrapped everything up. Again, I'm not going to give spoilers, but it was just a very sweet ending. It is young adult, so there's not going to be spice really in here. There is one scene in Namesake. It implies something between Fable and West, but nothing, and there's no gory details. So there's that. There is also a little bit of violence, like drowning and assault. So like a little bit of a trigger warning, I would say, for younger audiences, or if you're triggered by that at all, then something to keep in mind with these. But as far as young adult read, I think they're great for anyone, and adults would like this just as much as teenagers. So definitely recommend this book duology. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. I'm gonna be doing more. This is my first one and I hope I did okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching and reading along with me. If you've read this book, did you like it? If you have pirate recommendations, please let me know. Whether it's young adult or not, I'm really interested in like the whole seas boat concept, so definitely want to read more of those. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.